Fortnite just dropped the official teaser trailer for next season. And yeah, the island's turning into a full-on epicenter of chaos. A massive finale live event, a Superman collab, high stakes, superpowers, factions, and a whole lot more on the way. The hype? Even bigger than what we had before the whole Galactic battle kicked off. And with all this chaos flying around, you've got the best guide right here to break it all down. So massive leaks dropped online, revealing a ton of info about chapters 6 and 7. And it's looking wild. We're talking storyline twists of Season 3, a new threat from space, superheroes, a callback to the OG days. And somehow, The Simpsons are involved? And before we dive into what was actually leaked, let me explain where this came from. Overnight, from May 7th to 8th, an anonymous insider posted a full-on thread across a bunch of major platforms claiming they had super reliable sources. And the leak? It's stacked. It lays out everything happening in Fortnite from summer 25 all the way through winter 26. That's 9 months of content, which is kinda insane. But the juiciest stuff? It's all about the future seasons. We're talking plot, mechanics, and the whole vibe. The rest of the timeline is a little lighter, but even then, some of this stuff is straight up mind-blowing. So I'm gonna break it all down in order. And at the end, we'll figure out what's legit and what might just be the best fanfiction ever written. The first chunk of the leak is all about Chapter 6, Season 3. And just like I predicted in that lore breakdown, the spotlight's on Dago, who's now fully switched over to the dark side. According to the insider, Dago's trying to build his own demon army, but he's not doing it alone. Core alongside him. Now if you're new here, you're probably like, who? Let me break it down. Core was a Battle Pass skin, all the way back in Chapter 2, during the season where the Cube Queen almost wiped the whole island. She was working for the Imagined Order, collecting intel on the Seven and the Last Reality. But after the big flip event, radio silence, 4 years, nothing. And now, she's back in the conversation, and not just as a cameo. According to the leak, Cora's about to take on a major role this season. So if you were hoping for her comeback, go ahead and pop that champagne. We still don't know exactly where she stands now. I doubt she's still rolling with the Order, considering how things went down. Most likely, she's gonna be some OP demon queen, powered up by Dago himself. And I'd put money on this. We're definitely getting a new Dago skin, and maybe even a new Cora skin, in the next Battle Pass. Yeah, that's your cue. Use code PUNKED when buy Battle Pass. But now, here's the real question. If Dago's gone full demon mode and built an army of his own, how the hell are we supposed to stop him? Turns out, this leak covers that too. About a week before it even dropped, rumors were already flying that the next season's gonna be all about superheroes. But no, not Marvel this time. This one's all original characters. And this leak basically confirms it. According to the insider, a full-on superhero academy is coming to the island, funded by none other than... drumroll, Midas. Yeah, let that sink in. Last season the dude was out here robbing banks and crushing crime rings. Now, he's suddenly dropping stacks to open a school for baby superheroes. I mean, sure, character development. But let's be real, this is Midas. He's not doing this out of the kindness of his heart. Dude's always got a plan, and we'll probably find out what he's really up to as the season. But now you're probably wondering, how are loopers supposed to even get superpowers? That part's still a little fuzzy. But remember the rumors about the spirits of the 0 Point popping up called the Ascended? Makes sense, right? They've literally been lifted up to hero status by something or someone. So if Dago's pulling up with Cora and a demon squad, then our ace in the hole might just be Superman. His name started floating around in leaks even before this thread dropped, so it's probably not just some wild rumor. Supposedly, he'll even have his own location, the Fortress of Solitude, which is replacing Daigo's old mask shop. Kinda ironic, considering where Dago ended up. And apparently, we're also getting an actual Superman ability that lets a player go full Kryptonian. The insider says it's similar to Godzilla's power from Chapter 6, Season 1, but I'd say it's closer to Dr. Doom transformation from that one mythic. Either way, it sounds like only one player can use it per match, so expect full chaos when that drops. Oh, and Superman's not flying in solo. According to the leak, Robin is also showing up in the next Battle Pass. Yep, Batman's right-hand dude. No word yet on his mythic items, but I'd bet V-Bucks he's coming with some kind of Batarang-style gear. And speaking of the Battle Pass, it's looking like a full superhero takeover. Besides Robin and possibly Superman, the leak also mentions a new original Fortnite hero named Storm, not the Marvel one, Chill. This Storm is a shapeshifter who can turn into some wild storm, but either way, it's going down. So, considering we're getting a massive live event with the Death Star exploding at the end of this season, I wouldn't count on the next season being full of action. I mean, I'd love to be wrong, but I'm not going to throw out any crazy theories just yet. That wraps up the insider's scoop on Chapter 6, Season 3. But then, we move into Season 4, and this part, barely any detail. The dude literally drops just 2 words, bug invasion. And yeah, I'm struggling to imagine what kind of bug invasion we're even talking about. Maybe it's not just cockroaches and flies, maybe it's some wild Starship Troopers style alien threat, all sci-fi and over the top, Fortnite style. The first thing that came to mind for me was that old concept of the Herald that's been floating around online for ages. If you've seen it, you know she kinda gives off rhinoceros beetle vibes. Her armor even looks like it's covered in amber, with creepy little bugs crawling inside. Now yeah, it's just a theory, but it's the best one we've got so far. Especially since Charlie Wen's clearly trying to bring older characters back into the story, and this updated Herald would fit the bill perfectly. Another theory? Maybe these bugs are from another reality. Think back to that Batman Zero Point comic, where the Eternal Voyager jumped into the Zero Point and got shredded across dimensions. We saw realities full of fish sticks, dinos, and, yep, bugs. So, hey, maybe it's not so far-fetched. Now here's where it gets completely bonkers. Apparently, the mini-season that closes out Chapter 6 will be a Fortnite and The Simpsons collab. Yeah, what? I have zero clue how Epic plans to fit a yellow cartoon family into Fortnite's plotline. I mean, Star Wars worked, kinda. But this could get real weird real fast. The leak says we'll be seeing Springfield locations on the island and characters from the show running around. Why? Who knows? But Chapter 7's leak gives us even less to go on. So far, all we know is Season 2 of Chapter 7 will be all about Norse mythology. Kinda funny since Chapter 5 Season 2 was Greek mythology, and now we're jumping into Viking territory. Epic's got me more hyped though. The main villain of Chapter 7. According to the leak, it's gonna be the Darkness. Yep, the same dark presence from the spirit realm that we've been teased with for 2 whole seasons, but never actually got to see fully unleashed. If Chapter 7 starts on a new island, it raises the question, how does the Darkness even get there? I always thought it was tied to Oninoshima, like it was part of the island's soul or something. But maybe not. There's still way more questions than answers right now. But if Epic's saving this threat for later, you know it's in the story. A lot of this leak actually lines up with stuff we already knew. Superhero season? Called it. Dago going full villain? We've been expecting that for months. But then you've got parts that are just wild, like Fortnite and Simpsons. Come on. When this leak dropped, everyone on Twitter scrambled to post it and rack up likes. And within hours, data miners were completely split. Some confirmed it, others said it was a total cap, and some just stayed neutral and told everyone to chill. So, do I believe it? Kinda. Most of the stuff about the next season seems legit. We've heard whispers about Superman, Daigo turning evil, and new superhero abilities even before this leak dropped. So yeah, the insider might have just packed all those real things in to make his post look more believable. But everything beyond Season 3, especially that whole Simpsons arc? I'm skeptical. We had a leak like this last year too. Some anonymous guy swearing PvE was getting axed, Gino was coming back, and Battle Royale was being replaced. None of it happened. So I'm not buying into the full leak just yet. If it turns out to be true, then Epic really needs to fix their leaky boat. But Epic didn't bother dropping any new locations. But the Rebel base near Lone Wolf Lair, that place is growing fast. It's now a full-on outpost, packed with loot and even an X-Wing. The biggest deal though? That's where the timer for the final event just appeared. Over at the Resistance base, the hologram of the Death Star now shows exactly where the super laser is aiming. And if you trace a line from the station to the island, it's pretty clear. It's not targeting the Lone Wolf Lair. It's locked onto that Rebel outpost with the timer. Kinda poetic, honestly. But let's be real, with a weapon like that, it almost doesn't matter where it hits. Anything in its path is toast. Still, there's one safe way to stay out of its blast zone. So even if the whole island's about to go boom, use my creator code PUNKED and may the Force be with you at the Death Star sabotage. But back to the biggest thing, the final live event is set for June 7th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. The island timer makes it official. We've got a big event incoming. The entrance will open 2 hours before it kicks off. At 12 p.m. Eastern, the Death Star sabotage mode goes live. You'll be able to fly X-Wings and kill time while waiting for the main event to start. Basically, Epic's giving us an in-game waiting room that's actually fun. No more just sitting in queue while the servers fill up, and honestly, that's a win. Because yeah, the hype is real. We haven't had a live event this massive in over a year. So, if you're smart, hop in by 1 p.m. ET, hang out in the lobby or queue into the special mode, and chill. Now, spoiler-free insider scoop. During the event, you'll be rolling with NPCs, Hope, Jones, and Fishstick, all dressed as clone troopers. And yup, your skin will also get auto-swapped to a trooper, just without the helmet. I'm very curious what that'll look like for anyone rocking Peely or Big Dill. Spoilers are light for now, but be warned. Starting Tuesday, expect tons of leaks online. Scroll with caution. Right after the event, servers will go down for maintenance and prep for Season 3, which should launch overnight on June 7th or early June 8th. Now let's talk gameplay. The star of the update, the Star Destroyer. This beast shows up mid-match and unleashes absolute chaos. That first appearance? Chills. Especially when you're watching it tear through the sky, blasting everything in its path. It shows up after the first storm circle closes. That's when a random portal opens on the map, and stepping through it drops you right into the ship. From there, it's a race. Everyone wants to be the pilot, so your odds of getting there first? Slim. Here's a couple tips to boost your chances. Land somewhere central like Foxy Floodgate or Lone Wolf Lair, and immediately grab a car or, better yet, a starship. That'll give you a serious edge. And if you're playing squads, split up across the map. If even one teammate reaches the portal, the whole squad gets in. Now let's break down the numbers. The Star Destroyer's lasers deal between 30 and 120 damage depending on where they hit. If you end up underneath that monster, whatever you do, don't bunch up. One volley can wipe your whole team in seconds. And no, hiding in bushes won't save you. This ship highlights every player in range. Honestly, I love this feature. It feels like a mini event dropped right into the match. The only downside? It's way too short. You get like 90 seconds of mayhem before it's over, and you're left feeling like a kid who just had their favorite toy snatched away. Hopefully Epic extends the timer soon. If you've already tried it, drop a comment. Let me know how it went for you. Also, the junk rifts are back. In Battle Royale, players already know how to counter them, and without building, they're pretty useless. Fun fact, they even drop ammo that don't exist this season. Classic Epic move. As for new skins, so far we're only getting Sith Rey. And I think a lot of fans are gonna love it. Funny thing is, insiders say she was originally meant to be in the current season's Battle Pass, but at the last minute, Epic swapped her out for Evie. Just to repeat one more time for anyone who somehow missed it, the final live event happens June 7th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Know this. Epic left behind a file labeled Hero Sprite. And that same logo matches the one seen in a batch of unreleased superhero skins that have been floating around for, like, a year now. What's wild is that these skins aren't just about style. Each one seems to come with two versions. A powered-up superhero look, and a casual variant, like how Beast Boy or Clark Kent has his regular fit. And here's where the lore kicks in. Each hero might be tied to a core force in the Fortnite universe. Rifts, slurp, that kind of stuff. And if that's true, then we're where each of them could have. And honestly, it tracks. Now here's where it gets spicy. I've had this theory for a few weeks, and the new leaks back it up. These characters might not even be designed for Battle Royale. There's a chance they're being built for a new game mode. Think Marvel Rivals style. Every hero with a unique ability, 5 versus 5 chaos. That would explain the designs, the powers, the dual styles, everything. And let's not forget, last year around this time, Fortnite dropped the reload mode right before their summer break. So what if this new hero mode is this year's mid-year surprise? A whole new format, new mechanics, new way to play. And looping back to the God tier theory, there's already an NPC in the files named Miss Raven. She has custom dialogue for skins labeled Ascended. that could be the name of the hero group. And if that's true, then this entire theory just went from hype to confirmed. Honestly, I'm super hyped for this season. The vibe, the lore, the scale, it's all lining up. And if you're planning to dive into it, make sure you're subbed. We'll break it down together when it drops. But there's still one question I've been asking since day one. How are they gonna fit this many characters into one season? We're talking 10 plus unique heroes. That's wild. Here's what I'm thinking. Every current battle pass ends on the same day, June 7th. That includes the main pass, the Lego pass, and even the OG pass. That means Fortnite could be planning a huge multi-track rollout with over 10 skins dropping at once. The rest could be unlockables, rewards, or straight-up item shop drops on day one. And here's the kicker. This crossover between game modes actually makes a ton of sense. For example, superhero content is already leaked for Lego mode, and characters like Night Rose, Jade, and Kendo, who are key NPCs from Chapter 6, are also part of the Lego Odyssey universe. So if Fortnite's about to merge all these storylines, Battle Royale, Lego, creative modes, into one shared multiverse, that's actually genius, especially post-Big Bang, when the whole timeline fractured and realities started colliding. Bottom line? This next chapter might be the moment where everything comes together. Heroes, lore, new modes, and realities all stacked in one. And if this plays out like I think it will, it's gonna be one of the best Fortnite seasons ever. And here's where everything starts to click. There's another reason why this season's superhero theme makes total sense. The next season of the Fortnite OG mode, Chapter 6's storylines. How do we know this? Just take a look at the loading screen with Night Rose. There are clear visual links between the old OG island and the current lore. And now, if you hop into the OG map, you can actually see the meteor in the sky again, just like back in Chapter 1. All signs point to a major live event hitting at the end of the month, right after the Star Wars update wraps. Meanwhile, over in Battle Royale, we've got 2 potential new mythic items already leaking. The Stormclaws, which from the sounds of it, might be a redesigned version of Shuri's kinetic gloves. Definitely melee-based, possibly movement-heavy. And then we've got new elemental sprites on the horizon, this time tied to Slurp, but powered by 0-point energy. That combo's got serious potential. Epic's also working on updating the Shogun X Island. It's already been around for 3 seasons. And if you've been following Daigo's arc, it makes sense. Now that he's been fully corrupted by the puppeteer, it's likely he'll become the new boss of that island. Imagine pulling up and finding Demon Daigo waiting for you. Yeah, it's about to get dark. And there's one more thing worth mentioning, Superman. He originally showed up back in Chapter 2 Season 7 as a secret skin, but since then, nothing. No re-release, total exclusive. But now, with DC's new cinematic reboot, Superman is returning to theaters on July 11th. And just like I predicted back in January, it might be way more than just a skin. Talking about Superman, it's not gonna be like those low-effort Thunderbolts drops where we got 2 skins and a throwaway tournament. Nah, leakers are saying we might actually become Superman mid-match with a full-blown mythic transformation. Think back to how Dr. Doom worked. Only this time, they'll probably balance it more like the Godzilla event. So yeah, don't expect to end the match flying around lasering everyone as Superman. But during that window, absolute chaos. According to the leaks, once you transform, you'll be able to fly for the full duration, use thermal vision, and maybe even pull off some broken melee combos. It's not 100% locked in for next season, but it's on the table. And honestly, the timing with the Superman movie couldn't be better. Now here's something else we've been tracking for a minute. The return of companions. I mentioned this back when the Star Wars season kicked off, but it's finally taking shape. Fortnite's adding pets that aren't just back bling. They'll have their own category and follow you around in-game. Real-time reactions, movement, animations. It's like having your own sidekick. And yeah, you already know where I'm going with this. Crypto, the superdog. If Superman's joining the season, there's a good chance his pup rolls in too. Could be in the Battle Pass as a bonus, hidden tier, or even at level 100. Just like we had Jordan's promoted in the Remix Pass, this time it could be Crypto leading the charge. But it doesn't stop there. There's also a leaked collab with X-Men on the horizon.